Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I hope you guys are well. If it's your first time coming across my channel, don't forget to subscribe, press that red button down below, and I'm just going to put it right here just in case you don't know what it looks like. So I'm going to talk about my jury service experience. I believe in the US it's called jury duties, but in the UK here it's called jury service. And the reason why I'm going to do this video is because when I was summoned a couple weeks ago, I was looking online for, like, you know, some kind of information. There wasn't many videos from the UK, to be really honest with you. I think I came across like 2 videos. They did help me to a certain extent, but I just decided that I'm gonna go ahead and do a video of like my own personal experience. Of course, I'm not gonna go into details about the case or anything like that in the court because I'm not allowed to, but what I am gonna do is just give you like the general information, just in case, you know, you've been summoned and you just want a little bit more information beforehand. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to get is a letter in the post basically explaining that you've been summoned, and inside this letter there's a form. So you've got a choice: either you're going to fill the form in and return it back by the set date, or you're going to go online and do it online, which is like a faster process. So what I did was I filled my form in online, and after that they sent out another letter to you in the post. Now this letter is just like to confirm the date, the time and everything that you're supposed to attend jury service, and it also has like your jury number on it as well. So for example, it will say, you know, you've got to attend this particular court on this particular day at this particular time. Okay, so on your first day especially, you want to make sure that you're punctual, of course, because this is where you're going to take in like all the valuable information that you're going to need. So what you want to do is make sure that, you know, you find your route that you're going to travel and just make sure that you're there on time. On the first day, upon arrival, you're going to go through like security where they like search your bags. Well, I just put my bag through and then I just walk through. And they basically just like scan your clothes or whatever. So from there you're going to wait for like an usher. So the usher comes to greet you or whatever. Usually you're not alone, it's like a group of people anyway. The usher came to greet us and then he took us upstairs. He took us to like a room where there are like lots of other like jurors. So there was quite a lot of people in the room. So from there they showed us like a video just explaining like what the jury service is, what you're supposed to do. I had already seen that video on YouTube as well. I kind of knew what it was about. So they basically show you that video, and then they also explain to you, like, you know, where the toilets are, how the lunch system works, where you can get the forms. So you can get forms for, like, for example, your travel expenses. If you drive there, if you get a train or the bus, you could be reimbursed for those expenses at the end of the jury service. And also like the forms to give to your employer if you're working, so that they can be filled in for you to be reimbursed at the end of your jury service process. They won't pay you for like doing jury service, like you're supposed to do it as a citizen, so you don't get paid for that, but you can be reimbursed for like your travel and, like, you know, for the time that you've taken off work. They also tell you about like the dress code. They don't require like a strict dress code, but what they did say was that you're not allowed to show like your shoulders in court. You're not allowed to wear like sandals, like flip-flops, and you're not allowed to wear like ripped jeans. But apart from that, it's pretty cash. Like I was wearing like jeans, but I also wore like a shirt as well. I mean, just use your imagination. They also gave us like these little lunch voucher things. So it's like these little red cards, and it had like, I think it was like £5.70 for the day, for each day. So there's a canteen there and you can go and get your lunch. So for lunchtime you are allowed to leave the court. It's only an hour, but as long as you come back in time, then that's absolutely fine. I didn't really leave, I just kind of stayed inside because I met some people that I was talking to. We kind of kept each other's company, and also it wasn't really an area that I was familiar with, so I didn't really bother to go outside. And then basically from there all you have to do is just wait. Like it's literally like a waiting process. There were so many people there. There were people there that has been there for weeks. There are people there that it's their first day like myself. Some people are like they haven't been called as yet. I was thinking, okay, it's my first day, I may not be called, but after I finished having lunch on the first day, my name was called randomly with like 14 other people. When they called all of us, we went to the reception area, and then from there they basically explained to us that, you know, you'll be going on this case. They explained to us like the time frame that the case will be. So for example, if it's going to be a case for like 2 days, they'll be like, well, this case is going to be this case will last 2 days. If it's 5 days, they'll be like, well, this case will last 5 days. And from there we had to wait again for another couple of minutes, and then the usher basically took us down to the court. Now at this point I was just a little bit like, oh my god, I'm actually going in the court, I'm actually going to do this. Like, I've only ever been in a courthouse like once in my life, I think, and it was just to accompany somebody like years ago. So I literally could not even get over the fact that I'm actually going to go into the court and do this thing. So a part of me was like really excited because it will be good to experience, and then another part of me was like, oh my god. So we got in a line outside of the court, and then, you know, obviously you have to be really quiet because there are other courts like going on at the time. When we went inside the court, now obviously there's the judge, there's the defendant, there's, you know, everyone that's supposed to be in the court. All right, so basically there's 15 of us that went into the court, but from that 15 they're only gonna use 12 of us. Okay, so when we got in the room, we all sat down, and the usher had a card with all of our names in it. From the card, he randomly selected 12 of our names. So in that 12, my name was called as well. So the extra 3 people had to go back to the waiting area. So the 12 of us that he selected stayed inside the court. So we were the jurors for that particular case, and that's how it works. And then from there, you're going to go ahead and do the swearing. So you're going to either swear in like the Bible or the Quran or whatever religion you are, or you could also choose to do to affirm. So if you're not religious, you would just basically be like, I affirm that blah 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 blah. So each one of you have to stand up and do the swearing. And also like the waiting part of it, that's one thing that you need to be prepared for, the fact that you're gonna wait around a lot. The only good thing that happened to me was that the first day I actually got chosen. So by the afternoon of that day I was busy, and then the following day I was busy, so it wasn't as bad. But the first part of that day I was so bored. Like, I remember I sat down that first day to have my lunch, and this lady came up to me and she's like, oh, I was looking at you, you seem so bored. I was like, I bloody am, I'm so bored. And she's like, why don't you come over here and sit with us at our table? And I was like, where's your table? She's like, over there. And I was like, okay. So I took my lunch and I went and sat with her and this other lady that she met that day as well. So we all got talking, and that kind of killed the time a little bit. But as soon as I started talking to them, I was called soon after that, so it made it a bit easier for me. But because you have to wait so much, just make sure that you bring something to entertain yourself. You are allowed to have your phone in the waiting area, but when you're in the court, you're supposed to turn your phone off, understandably. You can have your phone, you can have a tablet, an iPad, a laptop, a book, just something to keep your mind going, because you will be bored as heck. Like, you don't have no friends there. You can meet people, you can talk, but you will be bored. So make sure you bring something to entertain yourself. You're going to be there from like 9 a.m. roughly, from 9 a.m. till about 4:30 in the afternoon. So that's the hours that you will be in the court, and it can go over at times and it can be less at times. And also, like, it's supposed to be around 10 working days. So basically, when you've been summoned, it's going to say like for about 10 working days. But if you get a case and it goes over like the 2 weeks, you are going to be there for longer, because I've actually met people that are there for like 8 weeks. Like 8 weeks. I couldn't get over that. And I was just thinking, please God, I do not want to be here for 8 weeks. But if you had a case on the 2nd week and that case is gonna go on another week or 2, your time might go over the 10 days. So just be prepared for that. I do believe that in some cases you can like basically speak to the judge or whatever to be excused, but I don't think it's an easy task, and I think that you do need to have like your proofs and everything, because I've seen, I think somebody tried to do that and it didn't really work out well. But yeah, that was basically it. I think I covered everything for the most part. I was feeling so anxious about it, and for anybody that has been summoned and you're gonna go and do jury duties, it is a little bit frightening, but once you get there, it's fine. I hope you guys find this a little bit more helpful, and if you're worried about, you know, going on jury service, I hope it has given you a little bit of an insight of what to expect. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.